This morning we have some of Jacksonville's best business minds on the morning show for a roundtable discussion on the job outlook here in Florida. Let's welcome Karen Mathis, a local business expert at Financial News and Daily Record, Mark Boyer, the CEO of Foundation Financial Group, and Keith Fairchild on the end there is also with us. He's the president of TRC Staffing Services here in Jacksonville. Everybody, good morning. Good morning. The numbers are good news, right? I mean, we like the direction we seem to be going, at least in the last couple of months.
Yes. The the Duval County unemployment rate, actually, if you adjust the numbers, is down below 9%. And it has not been below 9% or 10% for some time now. So you have to also factor in, though, that there was Christmas hiring in there when you look at those numbers. But nonetheless, the trend is good. But if you look at the actual numbers of the people employed, we're still way down from our peak, which was in May 2007. But we're rising. We're rising. We've gained over 8,000 jobs year over year, and that's a good bump.
We're down the lowest number in about 2.5 years. The state's unemployment rate just fell below 10% to 9.9%. Again, the lowest in 2.5 years. Mark, what does that mean?
It means that we're absolutely heading in the right direction, kind of along with the housing market. We are starting to get some stability. And that's what we're looking for. And as we get stability, we're going to get consumer confidence. Consumer confidence in the housing market is going to lead us to more support. More support in that area is going to add more additional jobs. So Florida is seeing that trend. We're not overconfident. You know, we're not looking for a giant bubble, a giant boost, but we are looking that way. You know, ourselves, we're hiring in all of our centers across the nation. So we have jobs. We're actively looking for new candidates to recruit. So it's a competitive market, but it's definitely heading in the right direction.
I don't think you can look at the economy in the current state here in Florida without talking about the housing market and how much that is really keeping us from moving forward. How much of the market, the housing market, is playing an effect in these numbers?
All of it plays an effect. Employment plays in housing because it plays into consumer confidence. Housing, you know, as we get new housing starts, that's going to add additional jobs in the non-technical fields, which is something that we really need right now. Right now in the country, we have a lot of jobs that are technical-based. We don't have enough people to fill them.
All right, Keith Fairchild, the president of TRC Staffing Services. You work with a lot of these people who are looking for jobs. What kind of people are you seeing out there?
Well, certainly we see a lot of people that are still looking. In our business, though, we kind of look at it as if all of the statistics are looking in the rearview mirror. We're seeing what's coming in the future, and all of those indicators are very positive. As an example, 70% of all staffing firms throughout the country are actively, aggressively hiring recruiters, people that are trying to hire people for their clients. And we are having trouble keeping up with the demand from our clients here in Jacksonville for particularly technical people. If you have a technical skill of any type, there's great demand. There's far more demand than there is people to fill those jobs. A problem for people that are unemployed for long periods of time right now is mobility. There are lots of jobs out there. The question is, can people move to that job? And then the housing plays into that. If they can't sell their home, then that creates a problem, a barrier for them to move. So it's a complex problem, but the good news is, the very, very positive news is, lots of jobs, lots of hiring. It's a matter of matching people up to the right job, the right place.
Having the right skill set. Here's what Rick Scott said. This is great news for Rick Scott, of course, who's helping out in his polls. He says this week, we're making good progress, but we still have a lot of work to do. I look forward to closely working with the legislature on identifying ways to ensure that every Floridian who wants a job can get a job. So how much credit does Rick Scott get, and how much credit does the state legislature get?
Well, they're going to take some credit for it, because a lot of times when you look at governments, they're offering incentives for companies to bring jobs in, or to grow jobs, or to add jobs, and there is a lot of that taking place these days. But you also have a lot of the natural economic move as well. And I think that, you know, the fact that you've got all the technical work and all the technical jobs that need to be filled, that's going to continue happening as businesses continue with their information technology and continue automating everything. One thing that you have to look at, though, is business investment. There's not a lot of business investment, and that's what really creates jobs. So once you start to see those business investment numbers increase, which we haven't seen, then you're really going to see a job bump.
All right, guys, thank you so much. Good information this morning. And again, the news looks like it's getting better.